think without further ado, I will now pass the floor to Mariette, and then we can open the floor again at the end. So Mariette, I will share your presentation and the floor is yours.
Thanks very much. And thanks to my fellow speakers as well. It's really great to hear all these different perspectives. And I'm joining you all from Amsterdam, from the Netherlands. My colleagues Claire and Elena are also somewhere on the screen, so they joined me as well. It's wonderful to be here on International Women's Day with so many like-minded and passionate people, I think, to make a difference for girls through sport. And I'm going to share a little bit with you what Nike is doing on the subject of gender equity in community sport. So our purpose is really to unite the world through sport, to create a healthy planet, active communities and equal playing fields for all. And Made to Play, as you see here, is our commitment to getting kids active, and especially those with the least opportunity to enjoy the benefits of sport. So I'll talk a little bit about how our community impact programs are committed to getting kids and especially girls moving, because I think we all know that girls who move lead healthier, happier and more successful lives. So Carrie, if you'd please start the video to start with.
Don't let our cute smiles fool you. We take play pretty seriously. Not all of us get the same opportunities to stay active, especially girls. With Made to Play, Nike is committed to getting all kids moving. But they can't do it alone. That's where you come in. Our future is a team sport, and we need all the players we can get. If you're willing, we're ready to show the world exactly what we're made to do. We were made for this. Are you?
Thank you, Carrie. And so, yeah, that was a direct ask, actually, from millions of kids around the world who are in need of a coach and, you know, really need that person who cares about their development and who can help them unleash their potential, but most also to introduce them to that positive experience in sport. And that's why it's lovely to speak to all of you today, program leaders, program managers, the TAFISA network, because I think we all know that way too many children do in fact not get that required 60 minutes of physical activity a day. And that means that they are not running, not cycling, not playing football maybe, and that can have a lot of negative consequences later in their life. But it also means that they're far less likely to join that organized sports club or membership. And that's something that's not okay for us, and that's something that we really want to change. So we can go on to the next slide, Kerry. We believe that all kids love to move and should get the opportunity to do so, and when and how they like to do it especially. And that's why with Made to Play, Nike is committed to getting all kids, regardless of social background, gender, ability or race, active. Because there's so many benefits, like we said, right? You can learn better in school, make new friends, learn how to plan and be organized, learn how to deal with challenges also, and improve your health, and more importantly, your mental health also. If we go to the next slide, Kerry, we'll see that, you know, especially girls, and I don't need to tell you experts in the room this, that girls face more barriers to play and sport, and fewer opportunities also are available to them. And I know we're here with a very diverse group from all over the world, and it's parts of the world where girls drop out twice the rate that boys do, for reasons that can often be prevented. So by age 14, we've already lost about half of the group of girls that we were working with before. And that can be due to a lack of supportive or female coaches, for example, or environments that simply aren't welcoming to girls. And the COVID-19 pandemic, we heard it already from the colleagues, is that that's made leveling the playing field even more difficult for girls and even more challenging. Next, please. So as all of us here today, and you're part of the TAFISA network, you know more than anyone that we are all designed to move. Our bodies are not meant to sit still all day. But if you are 7 years old and you aren't able to learn those really fundamental movement skills, then it's much harder to enjoy that love for sport when you're older. If you don't have that good quality PE teacher or coach, then it's much harder for you to get to fall in love with sport. And so in 2012, 2013, we launched something called Designed to Move, which is a report that reveals the growing epidemic of physical inactivity. And this is still available also on TAFISA's website with a toolkit with it. And it really gives you an overview of that urgent action that we need to take against physical inactivity. And also a really simple action agenda that can help us solve the inactivity crisis amongst children. And we still use this after all these years as a great resource to educate ourselves, our teams, and our partners on the issues that are really underpinning today's inactivity crisis. Next, please. But we're also here to really focus on a few practical ideas and solutions, right? So how do we collectively make the situation better, especially for girls? And for us, through Made to Play, that means that we start with the most at risk of dropping out of sport. So that can be in anywhere in the world. We run our programs. For us, for my team specifically, it's in Europe, Middle East, and Africa, where we deliver across 10 countries to about 50,000 kids every week. So it's a regular programs that we run with our partners, not just one-off events, but week in, week out. Those coaches are there on the pitch. And so we work with the FCB Foundation, Barcelona Foundation, for example. We work with the Active Schools program in Soweto, and with a partner called Sport à la Ville in Paris, just to name a couple of examples. Next slide. So Made to Play is really our long-term strategy to change the game for girls and grow the game for her in a way that allows her to play on her terms. That means that we always, as much as possible, get input and ideas from the girls themselves, but also from the coaches that we work with. We invest in programs and tools to give girls that positive experience that we talked about. So we start with fun and we invest in learning fundamental movement skills from the age of 7, because research again shows that if you have that first 10 years of a child's life, that's the critical window for the development. So if we can start that experience from a young age, they are far more likely to enjoy sports during puberty, for example, which is that really vulnerable age for girls especially to drop out of sport. Next, please. We know that girls actually frequently enjoy sports at a very high rate, right? We know that girls also love being competitive and feeling athletic and love building their own goals as a team, but they simply have extra challenges to overcome. And we talked earlier about conflicting cultural messages, what it means to be a girl. Wendy talked about it, what it means to be an athlete. But it can also be because of very traditionally male-centered sports spaces like kickboxing or football. And there just aren't simply enough female role models in that space. Next. And we know that the coach, and you saw this in the video earlier, is absolutely crucial in keeping her in the game. And that's why a lot of our work actually is built upon expert partners to train, recruit, and celebrate quality coaches. So we frequently build new tools that are then available for free on our website that all of our partners can download that can help improve the training experience for girls. So in 2020, just last year, we launched something called the Coaching Girls Guide, which is in partnership with Youth Sport Trust International and We Coach in the US, and contains a toolkit of 5 pillars that help recruit and retain girls in sport. And on the next slide, you will see an example of the guide, which is available in over 16 languages now, which we're really happy about. And as I said, free to download from the site. It's really designed for program leaders and coaches who are looking to create that more welcoming environment for girls. If we go to the next slide, I want to show you an example of a program that again has proved very popular during lockdown, and one that I would recommend to all of you here. And that's the website Active Kids Do Better, which we launched a couple of years ago. Elena here in the room built it actually in partnership with Discovery Education. And this is a platform where you can find very simple videos and instructions, lesson ideas essentially, for activities at home, on the playground, maybe in your small garden or in your classroom if you're working with schools. And they're really simple and fun ways to be active with your whole team or your family. As with so many of us are still being forced to stay inside, we can still have an activity to do, but it's also a way for us to act as a coach. So definitely go and check that out. And they're all, again, for free on that website. So I want to show you a very special project. So as the largest sportswear company in the world, Nike, we know that we need to have access to the right product. And with the right product, I don't always mean the fastest shoe or the nicest looking leggings, but also products that can help remove that barrier of enjoyment. And so with this, we're also trying to tackle perhaps some more taboo issues, like a sports bra for young girls, for example. And so over the past couple of years, we donated 50,000 sports bras to girls all over the world that we paired up with educational materials. So it wasn't just about her receiving the bra, but it was very much about giving inspiration and tools also to her coach to then talk about the importance of a sports bra. Because we know that, again, helps to improve that experience when she's developing her body, but still wants to play sport. And then secondly, we also launched something called Project Hijab earlier this spring, a couple of months ago, where we donate sport hijabs to local communities and again, pair that with a coach playbook. So it's really a tool to help coaches, male and female, create more welcoming and safe environments for Muslim girls, especially, because we know that that's a large group of girls who typically tend to be a bit lower on the participation ranking, and that's something that we really want to change. So if we go to the next slide, we brought together an international group of Muslim coaches and girls and program leaders from all over the world. And we started to talk to them about what would we need to do to design these right tools, because I'm personally not an expert. So what we did was bring those experts together and make sure that we designed that with them. And so for the girls, it meant having access to the right product and making sure they could be active. But it also meant showing more hijabi athlete role models to foster that next generation of athletes and make sure that really these girls don't feel maybe alienated or alone when they're in a team of other girls that perhaps aren't wearing the hijab because they have a different faith or a different background. And so that part was really important for us to create and co-create those tools. So on the next slide, you see a quick overview of our range of tools that are available, again, to download from the website, the playbook, the inspiration card, which we have in different languages as well. And I'd love for you to check them out. And if you have ideas on how we can improve these, also feel free to obviously reach out to us. So finally then, I'm going to close with our latest video that is supporting this work, hopefully a bit of dose of energy and inspiration, and then I'll hand back to you, Carrie. Thank you.
I've always valued about sport is the opportunity to grow. We know that through sport, we harness the power to change the world. And that has been, I think, the mantra to my life.
I, as a person, have grown and gained so much confidence and became the bubbly JJ. And that's all thanks to sport, that's all thanks to football. It has given me a platform. It has given me so much confidence, and to this day I'm very thankful.
I believe that sports is an international language that appeals to every single human being in the world. Regardless of your religion, of your race, of your gender, we can all be doing the same exact thing for one similar goal.
Just be true to yourself and just focus on your goals. Never let anything distract you. Just love what you do, give it 100%, and trust me, if you do that, your success itself will speak and you don't have to say anything. You just focus and just go for it and just do it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Mariette. I think I can speak on behalf of everyone when I say that was a tremendous, empowering, inspiring presentation, and especially highlighting the importance of the intersectionality as well. So when we think about how we empower and inspire young girls and women, we need to think about the different challenges and the different hurdles that young girls and women have in front of them. One question that I saw come up quite a lot was from a lot of interested organizations who are wondering how can they get involved with these programs that Nike is offering?
Yeah, sure. And thanks everyone. I haven't been able to scan through the chat, but thanks for your comments. And I'm sure Carrie and the team can also help if there's anything else we need to follow up on. But so first of all the tools that I showed are available on our website. And so if you go to nike.com/made2play, you'll be able to find the videos and the coaches guides there. And then what we are doing, we're in the process of setting up similar to this online Zoom training sessions where we can invite people to join and where we're going into like a deep dive of these guides. So definitely happy to follow up on that and extend the invitation so that people can join those sessions as well.
Thank you so much, Mariette.